If you're friends with the world, you're enemies with God. Has to be one of the top unpopular verses. Most definitely. And, what I have to say is completely, totally, unpopular, and no one wants to know that. I mean, I say half the Bible's made up, so 2 Peter chapter 3, anybody could say, yeah, that's made up too. I don't think so. The world's just that messed up. The only plan that God can have is to burn it up in fire. I mean, you think that was Satan's plan or an alien's plan, but no, that's God's plan. If you're friends of the world, you're enemies with God, and of course, that would be an enemy thought to the world. It's burning up in fire. It doesn't exist. People don't want to know that. Like, okay, but then again, man wrote the Bible, so. But in all reality, people really don't know about this world. And people don't tell you everything. Now, man, it shouldn't be that way. And even, like, God coming down to the earth, it doesn't make any sense. That, okay, well, God knows it all, right? Well, he cut himself in half, and, like, he had to ask the Father? It's just bizarre. He comes down to the earth, okay. God is Jesus, but Jesus has to go to his other part that's up in heaven and ask, give me strength. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Actually, in Genesis, it says, we. So who were we in Genesis when God created the earth? We. What, the other aliens? Like, I definitely have to, okay, like, do that. Search that verse. So anyway, unfortunately, this world is filled with, unfortunate third world victims. There's at least 1 billion of them. All right. And, what's their main thoughts? They want to die, or they want to kill, the king who put them in poverty. Okay. Basically, that would be the basics. And it's really sad. You can't do anything about it. But God can burn up the earth. Okay, that's my simple, very, very sad, unpopular as hell message. Okay. If you're friends with the world, you are enemies with God. Well, why would God, see, I like, the New Agers, and I'm not putting them down, they're just, that's what I call them, it's not an insult. I like what they say. I mean, basically, everyone should have happiness, and they want their vibration up. So all these people think that, we're a part of each other. And, you're not a part of Jeffrey Dahmer or Hitler or Stalin or insane abusers. No. So that concept is way off, but the trees are connected, the bottom of the roots of the tree look the same as the branches, and everything seems to be connected. Families are connected with ESP. But you don't know. I just don't want my, when God blows up the earth, I don't want my boys to disappear. And I like the new agers that I've seen on YouTube, and just whatever. People who are not believers. Now, I'm a firm believer in God's blood and Jesus' blood. So that's real. God came down and he was tortured on the cross. So that should really put up, total reality of this world and what it really is. A good guy comes down and didn't do anything wrong, and we tortured him to death on the cross. Now, what's wrong with this picture? He didn't do anything wrong, but he says he's something. Like, well, isn't that what everybody does, Everybody copies each other and says what they're not, especially insane, abusing narcissists. They totally lie. Oh, no, nobody bothers them. Why was God tortured to death? So that explains a lot. If you're enemies with this world, if you're friends with the world, you're enemies of God. Look what happened to God. So basically, it just says a lot. God came down, tried to help us out, tried to save us. He killed him, okay? But in the spiritual realm, that blood is strong. And that blood in the spiritual realm can knock this earth out in fire. It can be destroyed in fire, not by an atomic bomb, because that takes years and years. I mean, the earth isn't totally destroyed. So it just has to be taken out, like, in a second. And how is that done? Nobody knows. But, everything relies on, like, God's blood to destroy this earth. I mean, so God's plan, he did it. And, it's not very positive. It's not very, very nice message. But most people are going to disappear. I don't want that to happen. I like the Jehovah's Witness kid, like 10 years old, when he's talking about, God will come and take all the evil out of the earth. Well, why can't he do that? Why can't he? If he's all powerful, if he can do everything, why not? The world doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't, the Adam and Eve story really doesn't make sense. We all suffer because of Adam and Eve's sin. No, you suffer because earth is hell and it caters to all the insane abusers. There, that makes sense. Not, oh, okay, we're all going to suffer because of somebody else. Yeah, we all do suffer because of insane narcissists. Yeah, most people do. So, that is true. It's not Adam and Eve, though. They're all around. All the insane abusers are all around you. There's too many of them. Too many liars. Smiling faces tell lies. Backstabber. I mean, so, just like everybody hates themselves, and fine, I'll just disappear. You can't, I don't like the concept that, a lot of the New Agers think, everything's one. Everything's one. There's kids in the street, that's what they believe, we are all one. And no, that's not right, God wasn't one with the world. What did we do? We tortured him on the cross, so There you go. That's one person. Okay. And what about the billion third world countries that don't have a say, never will, and are tortured? Tortured maybe more than God, because they're tortured every day. Living in trash, eating trash. Why live? There's no reason for the third world people to live. Or for people who are tortured, like Lorraine Bobbitt, or the House of Horror, the 13 Kids, or Sybil. Now, they got out of their bad death relationships that gave them a death frame of mind. But,